welcome to Design Revelation Podcast with your host, Scott Weaver. This is a podcast about the journey of going from full-time employment to freelance / own business venture, and I'm still in it. I'm still trying to grow and expand, all while still working full-time, and I really just wanted to start a podcast to kind of keep track of it and share with others the journey I'm going on, and hopefully it can help other people, especially people that feel stuck, because I feel stuck a lot of times where I feel like I'm never going to get anywhere. And this will just be kind of a recording of my journey. And a little bit about me, I am a graphic designer, served in the military in the Air Force. In 2007 is when I started, and went all the way up to 2012, and I did it mainly for getting a degree paid for through the military and the experience of serving our country. And I've always wanted to go to art school. I actually went to art school before I started the military, and it just didn't work out. I went to Art Institute of Phoenix. I started doing online classes, and it just didn't really flow, didn't really go well. I didn't do very well in the first 2 courses I did. So I was like, I don't know if I want to spend all this money on design school, especially if they don't transfer credits to college if I want to go somewhere else. And I felt a little discouraged, but then I went to take classes at U of A. Went there for a semester, had a falling out with a friend, moved back home to Lake Havasu City, Arizona, and did community college there for a semester. And then I decided to join the military. And then after that, I decided to get out in 4 years, which I did. And then I went to ASU and tried to do animation. And it didn't really go as planned. I did intermediate art at ASU to get my bachelor's, and the animation teacher, they decided to switch them out when I was actually able to start taking animation classes through all the general art classes I took, and it kind of put it back a semester, so I did not get as much animation experience as I wanted. And I got a lot of good coursework. I got a lot of good experience doing various things, which was really cool about intermedia. I did video, I did drawing, I did do animation. Yeah, I just did a lot of things that I might not have done if I just did one area of study. After I got done with ASU, I started freaking out. I'm like, how am I gonna get a job doing intermediate art and all the stuff that I learned? And I decided to zone in on graphic design. So I had another year left of school covered. So I decided to do graphic design, and I did it at Phoenix College. And since then, I full into graphic design, and I really like doing more commercial art than I do fine art. So I kind of went in on that. And then my first year after school was pretty hard doing freelance. I ended up doing Lyft and pizza delivery to get extra money, doing those almost full time. And I ended up giving a business card out to one of my customers on Lyft, and he was a hairstylist, and he wanted me to do business cards for him here on 5th Avenue in Scottsdale. She needed a web design for their business, and I ended up doing that, which really helped get me just interested and fired up to do freelance work, because I felt like I wasn't going to get a client ever, and I started doing that, just trying to get my name out there that way. And I ended up doing that, and then I ended up um, I went to this men's group for one of my churches I went to at the time. Mind you, this was like 2015, 2016 when I got done with Phoenix College. And I just was like, I really want a full-time job. I don't know how to do it, God. Like, I went to a men's group, and prayed about that night and just asked for everyone to help me uh, ask God for direction and guidance. And the next day in my inbox, I had a job interview that I didn't even apply for. And it was for a design job, and I went there and went in for the interview. They gave me some work to do to see if I was qualified for the job, and ended up being like PowerPoint slides, which I wasn't really too happy about because I'm like, I just finished design school and learned all this stuff on Adobe and everything, and but I did it anyways, and they gave me the job, but it was contracting, which was kind of stressful because I'm like, I have a job for a month or I have a job for 3 months. And I think I went all the way up for almost an entire year of just back and forth of like getting new contracts through them 1 month at a time, 1 month at a time, 1 month at a time. And then I went to 3 months and then 3 months. And then I honestly was about to quit because I'm like, I can't deal with the stress anymore. And I wasn't getting a ton of money as just a contracting job. I think I started at $14 an hour, which is kind of crazy thinking about now. By the end of that, I think I jumped up to like maybe $18 an hour. And then one of the designers quit and they hired somebody else on. So I was like, they're not going to hire me on at all, probably. And I ended up sticking it out for another week of telling my manager that I don't think I can handle this anymore. And before I could even tell him, they called me in the day, I think it was the day before I was going to tell him. And he's like, hey, we got approved. You're going to be hired on full time as a designer. Do you want to take it? I'm like, yes, I'm going to take this job. That was like 8 years ago almost, I think. And I've had that same job at Stormwind Studios, and it's been a blessing. And I'm still doing that job to this day. And no plans of going anywhere. I just really want to get my freelance going more. I've gotten lucky because I've had a really close friend, Nebi Agbo. He does amazing work. He created his own company called Icon Labs, and if it wasn't for him, I don't think I'd have any clients other than my first website and a handful of things. And he's just really good at networking, and he got me all these PowerPoint presentation decks that I've worked on. It's been amazing. I was upset about the PowerPoint at first because I was like, I don't know if I just want to do PowerPoint slides the rest of my career or just do this for now and all that stuff. And it was like, ended up being more learning about motion graphics and learn about getting into animation, which I was originally trying to get into in the first place. And it was just really opened me up and expanded my design experience into new avenues that I was trying to get in the first place. And so I feel like God's really given me a blessing in this journey that I've been on. And now I'm doing a podcast about it. I feel like I'm trying to jump out of my comfort zone more. I think getting married, it really opened up that avenue of learning more about myself and my abilities and things that I really want to work on, I need to work on. And it's kind of pushing me over the edge to get into more. And also I'm tired of not getting to where I wanted to be in my life and always letting fear get in the way. And I think that's part of it too, is just not letting Satan and fear get in the way of where I need to be and where I want to go and where God wants me to go, and trusting Him through all that process that things have gotten me to where I am today and where the future holds. Yeah, I just want to be more of encouraging and to share my journey of this crazy life of design that I found myself in, of always loving art, always wanting to draw, always wanting to just be creative, always emulate all my favorite things of like sci-fi and Disney movies and Pixar and Star Wars, which those have always like captivated my want and need to design and to create. And I think now I just really want to be able to create things for other people and do it really well, and also to share my belief in God and to be, I guess, perfect as He is perfect. Like, always try to strive to be my best. And it's been a long journey. I mean, I'm like 37 now, my wife told me, because I forget after 30. I think I just keep losing track of time. Yeah, I think this will be a good platform to share my heart, share my ups and downs, share my struggles, and just really be open about the journey that I'm on and that a lot of people are on, because things aren't always written out for you. You don't realize things until you try to do them, and they are a lot harder than you expect. Um, and you never really know until you try. And I don't want to just try. I want to keep doing and get past these hurdles that have always been thrown at me my whole life. Um, and yeah, it's crazy looking back at life and how much you really do go through. And I've always had the same goals in mind. I've always wanted to be married. I've always wanted to have kids. I've always wanted to be a designer. Um, God had me on this crazy journey of getting to that spot, because I never thought I was gonna um, actually have a job where I'm creating every day, and I have that, and it's been amazing and a blessing, and I've seen so much growth through it. Like, I've seen uh, my skills have it's been crazy. I mean, I went from like being so timid and scared to work on things, to creating full animations, just using Blender, which is a free program that I've learned, and all those fears that got in the way of keeping me down and keeping me from expanding. And it's still there today. I mean, I still have struggles every day of fear and an imposter syndrome, which it's a real thing. I've heard people talk about all the time about when you're in design and being creative and always trying to be in a spot that you aren't comfortable in, and trying to do new things, and you just feel like you don't belong there, and you don't belong in the spot that you're in, that you don't deserve it. I think I've been learning about it more and more, that no matter how good my design work is, or how skilled I am, or how much people tell me how good I am or appreciate the work I do, I just never want to accept it, and I don't really believe it. But it sucks or stinks that like you can't see all these things when you're younger, and it always takes a long time for you to level up or to get better. And for me, it feels like it's taken forever to get to the spot where I'm like finally kind of branching out and trying to do a podcast, or trying to do YouTube, or trying to get my name out there more. And so I guess it's never too late, but I don't want it to be any longer. I want to keep pushing further into this and just really get clients. Like, I feel like that's one of my big things, has been feeling stuck, because I have abilities and I can do things, but getting clients has been really hard. And I'm hoping that through maybe doing this and doing more work, it just will help to expand on the horizons. And I guess if you are listening to this and you're kind of in the same spot where it's like you are trying to learn and trying to grow, and you're a designer but you don't know how to get better, and you don't know how to get your business going, I should say, that maybe I can be helpful in that, and see where this goes, because I mean, I'm still stuck. I'm still in the beginning stages of growing, but I'm hoping through this process of weekly podcasts, like just sharing my journey on this road that I'm on, will help encourage and motivate. I just think it's going to be interesting and good. Hopefully will help me grow a lot more too by sharing my experience. I think that is where I'm going to end today. I thank you for listening to Design Revelation Podcast. You can find me on sctwvr.com. That's my portfolio. I'm also on Instagram under the same name, sctwvr. I just thank you for time, and I hope this first episode will turn into many more in the future. Thank you. Goodbye.